Town Council at 4:02. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Any comments from the general public?
Missed you at the last meeting.
We always miss you when you're not here, Frank. Okay, no comments?
I would make a comment,
Sure.
as always. Down at the McDonald Park, it was good to see today things being cleaned up. I guess maybe the Y's moving out, but the signs about the school lunches being served every day at lunch have been hanging there ever since the summer ended a month ago for them. And anyway, it's cleaned up, it looks really better down that way. I noticed they're hauling off some old vans and stuff today too, so let's make a mention of that.
Excellent, thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and move into communications, comments, and informational items. I would like to say, Ray, thanks for the quick action on the citizens complaint the last time. I know that you, by the next thing coming up is, or by the informational letter that's in this, but I know you got right on that, so thank you.
Well, it did, and as was pointed out, this isn't the first time that I've heard about this, and also it's not the first time that I've, tried to do something or to find out what can be done about it. But I think one of the things that people need to remember is that muffled engine braking, we think of it as jake braking, but muffled engine braking is allowed in Oregon. Unmuffled engine braking is not. Older trucks tend to have unmuffled jake brakes. Probably there's maybe a fine line depending on how fast a truck's going and how hard to hit the jake brake, whether it's muffled or not. But nonetheless, even if we get a sign up, the sign is going to say no unmuffled engine braking, and so it may not entirely solve the problem, but it may make some difference. I was reported to me, and I will communicate with the people who were involved. It was reported to me last week one day that a local Lakeview area business person with a big truck came through there about 12:30 in the afternoon and hit their jake brake coming down the hill towards the stop sign. So I will be having a discussion with them and say, you really need to be aware of the people in Lakeview, as my letter said, they work various hours. They need to sleep sometimes during the daytime, and we need to all be aware. In my opinion, there's no reason why a local truck driver who's driven that road 100 times should be surprised by anything there except for a kid in the middle of the road or a deer crossing the highway. Other than that, there really shouldn't be any reason why anybody would ever have to use a jake brake.
Did they also ask for 25-mile-an-hour speed limit?
Well, they suggested that as maybe another option. I do know that getting a speed limit reduction is a very involved process.
Okay.
And I would think it's probably a long shot. We can't even get them to reduce the speed north of town to 45 miles an hour. So, I think we'll see if we have to go there, but I believe we'll get a sign, and we'll see if that will help the problem.
Okay. That kind of covers Ray's letter, and we also, there was a letter from the Augustines, and then you were just handed another letter from Teresa for you to review, Teresa Decker for you to review. Consent calendar, we have the October 14th regular session minutes. Any additions, changes, or comments?
Well, I was reading it, and on page 5 at the very bottom, I know that when I first got on the council, I have to admit I didn't know the difference between a resolution and an ordinance.
The what?
Between a resolution and an ordinance. And the resolution number 870, I don't think we need to say that we read the title.
Oh, okay.
By seconded to approve by title only on the resolution. It's just an education.
Yeah,
I don't think I read the title either, right? It says I read the title, I don't think I did.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was for the other thing that we passed, the ordinance. But
The
number,
air quality ordinance.
the air quality
The air
ordinance.
quality ordinance
Yeah,
was
that's
by
it.
title
But
only, but the resolution was
resolution number
not.
870 doesn't need to be,
Right.
yeah, so you know how to tell it
Clarification.
correct. Yeah.
Okay,
You can just eliminate all.
any other comments?
Yeah.
Motion.
There is
I'd
one,
accept the motion.
there is one error that I spotted on here. It's very tiny, but public present is missing Jimmy Hall.
Say again?
Oh,
Jimmy
we
Hall.
had the wrong person there. Oh, it was not, yeah, we had the other reporter here, the other, last time.
Oh, yeah, James, or
Jimmy Hall.
Jimmy, yeah.
That's good.
Okay, well, with that,
Okay.
I move that we approve the council meetings for October 14th, 2014 with the corrections noted.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second to approve the October 14th council meeting minutes with corrections. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. Mayor council updates. I just got one quick item. The Christmas committee, we met on October the 22nd. We started working out a schedule for activities this Christmas. We're trying to work more of the students, both the K through 5, I believe it is, and also the high school students with the choir. I met today with Miss Harris, the choir director, and she was very enthusiastic about participating this year, so I'll keep you informed on how it goes, but there's a lot of enthusiasm this year, so that's all I have.
I have nothing to report.
Just a comment about the new choir teacher. For the first time in, I can't even tell you how long, the choir sang at the sports assembly on Friday. And they did a nice job, and it was pretty impressive. We haven't seen them for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah. And she's working on getting the band, this pep band and stuff back together, so we're hoping.
she's a gung-ho girl, that's
She
for sure.
is, yeah. I'm real pleased with her.
I have nothing.
Mike?
A week ago Monday, I attended the PAC meeting out at the prison, and Steve Brown reported on conditions at the prison and did state that things are economically pretty good right now. He said they're in the black, as a matter of fact, at this prison. So they're doing well. He didn't know how long that might hold up. But things, I guess, are rolling along pretty good out there, and he gave a good report. There were some other items discussed, such as snow removal and wood availabilities to people here in the area. So they're doing good things out there.
Thank you. Ray?
Mike got packed, so I won't talk about that. YMCA, I was going to bring that up. They were here last Thursday as well, got some of their stuff. The day it rained, anyway, they didn't have all the equipment they needed, so they did come back today and took the rest of their stuff. Got the 2 vans, and I also today have had our public works folks go down and winterize the building. We did have a water leak in a bathroom sink that they fixed first before they winterized it. But so it's set now for winter unless something else comes along. I did ask Mr. Main, who is the YMCA director, to give us a letter that they are finished, so that we can then begin whatever process. We'll have to have some discussion about this as council, but whatever direction you give me as to what we do with the facility or how we go. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking we need to, when we're free and clear to go, we probably need to request proposals for a similar use as to what was there, to see if there's people out there, and I think there may be some that are interested in providing daycare, preschool type of services in our community. So it'll take some time. So tomorrow, Thursday, Red Rock is going to be back in town. This is primarily to discuss the land use process. Also, there's the Regional Solutions team that's been working on the natural gas issue around this is also going to have some discussions in the afternoon. Is that right, Mike?
I believe so.
I think so. So many emails, I've kind of lost track. So they're going to be here also on, with regards to Red Rock on November 5th and 6th. They're going to be, they've asked to use our conference room next door. The Department of Defense, primarily Air Force, I believe, and the tribes are going to meet to begin the process of figuring out what they need to do with regards to the cultural resources and how to manage those as the project goes ahead. So Red Rock is moving along. We'll have some further discussions about Red Rock in an executive session here in a little bit, but you know, they are beginning to take steps to make that project go forward until it's completed, ready to go.
Okay.
What kind of education is going to be given to the public as far as the amount of particulates that are going to be emitted into the air and that type of thing?
Well, that really needs to come from the state of Oregon, because this is a project that isn't, the air quality is not regulated by us, it's regulated by, like, as Fremont Sawmill or Cornerstone is by the DEQ. There is some misconception, and, you know, I don't know if this might be an opportunity where people can pick that up, and, you know, there's this idea that they're going to be burning 140,000 tons of wood waste a year, and the truth of the matter is, they're not going to burn a single piece of wood. They burn a lot of natural gas to turn the wood through a chemical process, through heat and pressure and chemicals, into fuel oil and diesel oil and jet fuel and a few other constituents as well. But they're not burning, Iberdrola was going to burn 140,000 ton to generate electricity.
I understand that.
And this one is
Public
not.
that does
This
it.
is the public, and I know that, so I'm hoping that our, that the press is picking up on this, and that, you know, there were a couple of letters to the editor recently, especially I remember one in last week's paper, and they're incorrect, and I know you guys know this, but I'm saying, again, for the record, is they're not burning the biomass, they're through a chemical process converting it. They're burning a lot of natural gas, but they're not burning biomass. So the particulate is going to come from the burning of the natural gas, and then there's other things that come from natural gas.
And everything that comes from it is gonna be under Department of Environmental Quality's
Yes.
That's managed by their mandated
process.
process.
Yep.
But it won't be our typical wood stove, because
Yeah.
they won't be burning wood.
Okay, and on that note, Amy, you have anything, you have a
Tomorrow.
meeting tomorrow?
Yes, Mr. Hawkins is gonna be here tomorrow, and we're gonna have air quality meeting and get everything going with that.
Question on that, did you get a letter out or an email or something to all the members of the air quality team?
I did,
Okay,
I emailed everyone, yes.
okay, and one other question, did you get a hold of Justin at the hospital?
No, I did not, because I forgot all about him, so I will call him.
I happen to know part of his job description is to be on that
That's
committee.
right.
So make sure you get a hold of him.
I'll write that down.
You just don't wanna let that poor person off the hook. do
That's
you?
right. If I suffered it 20 years, so does
He's
he.
good,
so-
man. I will get a hold of him.
Okay,
Will we be, just a question, having the same phone number, everything will be to call in on November 1st?
Yep. People are beginning to call.
all right, we have nothing under old business, I'll go ahead and move into new business. We only have the one item, I believe. It's resolution number 872, in the matter of approving a limited English proficiency plan to comply with Title VI Civil Rights Act of 1964. Ray, you have any?
Well, we didn't put the whole plan in the packet. There is a copy of it here. Essentially what this amounts to is puts in writing what we have always been prepared to do here at the town. And one of those is we've got a number of volunteers in the community that will come in and interpret for us if we need to. There's also a telephone system that we subscribe to. There is not a fee unless you use it. It's $3.95 an hour, or excuse me, a minute. If you need to use it for interpretive processes, and then we can translate through our computers. You know, you take a document and there's translation. Translation meaning written English to written Spanish, and interpretation, of course, being the spoken word. Or is it the other way around? No, I've lost.
It works.
You were right.
But I think I was right. So essentially all of that is what is now written in a plan as to how we will work with people who have limited English proficiency, and so that they're able to communicate with the town to carry on their business, whether it's water and sewer services or wanting to attend a town council meeting and making arrangements to do that. So that's what the plan says. It's more of that HUD requirement for the community development block grant.
Any discussion from the council? If not, I'd accept the motion.
I move that we approve resolution number 872 in the matter of approving a limited English proficiency plan to comply with Title VI Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution number 872 in the matter of approving a limited English proficiency plan to comply with Title VI Civil Rights Act of 1964. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimous. One other item under the new business, do we want to, or when do we want to schedule another discussion on our marijuana ordinance?
Does it have to be a work session since all of the items have been plugged in?
I think we could probably do it in regular session. I don't see we could have a discussion at that time, and if there are changes, change them, but I think we're creeping up on that quite well, so
I think
just
it
put it
should
as regular business.
just be on our next regular meeting.
So are you suggesting it's not a work, it won't be a draft, you want an ordinance prepared unless there's
With the
change of heart, I guess,
Yeah, with
ready
the
for
direction
action
you
if
gave
there.
Mr. Bogartis in the work session, yeah. if
So you want an ordinance ready for action?
An ordinance, yes.
Okay.
And that would be November.
Well, it would be,
We only have one
No.
meeting in
One meeting in
November.
November.
8th,
no, it's the
No, it's the
second
20
meeting, it's the
no, it's the
day, 2 days
20-something.
before Thanksgiving.
20-something, yeah, we're
Yeah,
really late,
it's the-
just
yeah, it's
we
the
canceled
Tuesday
the one
before
on the
Thanksgiving.
11th.
Would it be,
November
maybe,
25th it would be.
would you rather do it on the first one in
Yeah.
December?
Hey, you're the,
Well, I'm just wondering on John, timeline for John.
Well, there's-
chances are John.
Said he
will
plugs
have
it in a
ordinance.
day or two afterwards.
John will have it
Yeah.
back to me, if not
It
Thursday,
shouldn't take
Monday
him too
of
long
next
to
week.
make those
Well, if you
corrections
get
on
it
the
back, then
computer
put it
for
on
his
the next,
secretary.
next council meeting.
Ray,
Okay.
this letter from Mrs. Decker,
Yes.
evidently she is not understanding that the medical marijuana facility is state pretty much mandated. And maybe, have we talked to her about that, or does she
I haven't,
understand?
you know, she just apparently left that letter or faxed it to us.
I was just saying,
this
maybe
afternoon.
that's something we ought to clarify.
I spoke to her this morning and she is aware of that. It's
Okay, she
choosing
is
to
now.
aware of that.
Oh, okay.
Choosing to ignore that.
Okay, there being no further business before the council, I am going to adjourn the regular session, and so we can go into an executive session under ORS 192.660, parentheses 2, parentheses E. I need to ask the general public to please